Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S DREAMS. This is going to be a collective message, and we're picking up on the energy for the full moon coming up on November 5th. As always, I do want to say thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Um, this collective message is very straightforward, and it's about the what is closing up for a lot of you guys is this illusion of control that spirit is trying to show you, that in order to in order to close out a cycle, there are mainly like three things that need to be in alignment: your spirit, your mind, and your body, your physical system, your physical body, your nervous system, if you may say. So what tends to happen a lot of times, we as humans tend to go down a space where we're doing work to try to heal something, or we're doing work to try to let go of something. And we know what we have to do, like spiritually, like we're doing our meditations, we're doing our, mentally, we're doing our affirmations, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're burning candles and we're doing saging and all of these things. And then when our body signals to us that this, whatever it is, right, that you're trying to let go of, or whatever cycle you're trying to complete, is still an issue, because your nervous system is still picking it up as a threat, or is still picking it up as a trauma, is still picking it up as whatever, we tense and we do more of the spiritual things, we do more of the cognitive things. And until the physical aspect of it, until the nervous system aspect of it is addressed and healed, in the sense of like reintegrating it to our body, so that our body doesn't feel like it is a threat, so that our body doesn't feel like it's something that is trying to harm us, so that our body doesn't feel like it is in harm's way. Until that is addressed, you're going to keep on repeating the same cycle. And this is going to be with anything. This is going to be with your romance, with your finances, with your, with friendship, with abundance and health, or whatever it is, right? So there is here a shift that needs to occur when it comes to how it is that you are addressing these healing process, right? There are some people that, and again, I'm talking about my own personal experience with spirit, and the way that, the path that spirit has let me down on, or led me to, however you want to word it, when it comes to dealing with trauma or healing certain things. There are times when you something just may come up, and you're just like, you know what, and you could sit there and you can, envision the trauma, or envision the interaction, and say, you know what, I forgive this person, I let this go, whatever. And then you can literally feel it like being released from your body. And it was because it was already ready to be released. But what needed to, the component that was needed at the time, was you, like the mental aspect, right? The rationale, the cognitive part of it needed to be released, right? Sometimes it's the spiritual aspect of us that needs to be released. And for a lot of the times, it is the physical part, because we tend to forget that our bodies, right, our nervous system is holding on to all of these experiences, and it doesn't know whether whether they happen when we were 2 years old, whether it's happening now, whether it happened 10 years ago, whether it's something that is going to happen 15 years from now. Like, if we look at time as being non-linear, right, we're in the past, present, and future simultaneously, right? So when your body tenses up, when your body is giving you a cue, whether it's an upset stomach, whether it's a pain here, whether it's a pull here, whatever it is, when you're working through something, right? When you're trying to grow through an experience, when you're trying to heal something, the best advice that you can take is to pause for a moment and feel into it. Because a lot of you are doing a disservice to yourself by running away from these experiences that want to come through, from these experiences that want to be healed, that want to be integrated. Because remember, every experience that you've had, regardless of how traumatic, how painful it has been, it is still a part of you. So you need to stop isolating it out here and integrating it into who you are, right? So, a lot of people say, like, it's very simple, like when you're talking about a trauma, like if you can talk about it, right, without crying or without like whatever, like it means that you have healed it. And to that I say, not always 100%, because sometimes we tense up and we don't allow ourselves to cry, right? We do not allow the emotion to come up because it is that painful. So to say that this or that means that you're healed or whatever, it's kind of like, in my opinion, like a disservice that people are doing to others, right? Because one experience usually leads to another, right? So something very simple, let's use it as an example, excuse me. Let's say there's a 5-year old that is at the store with his mom, and for about 2 minutes he loses sight, or she loses sight of their mother. In that moment, that person can be filled with this fear of abandonment, right? Now, two different people can have the same experience, but their body processes it differently, right? Meaning, there's one child that is going to carry that abandonment energy. So every time they connect with somebody, either that is of authority or somebody that they love, whether it's romantic, platonic, there's always going to be this fear, this energy that they are going to be abandoned. So as they start to connect with people, they start to energetically connect with individuals that are going to bring that. Now, they say that the other child, their mother, when they came back, was able to help them regulate their nervous system at that moment in time, right? That child is not going, when they move forward, is not going to have the same issue, right? And kind of like that's how you have to look at it sometimes, right? Our nervous system is letting us know that certain things are just not right, like certain things just do not feel safe. And instead of running away from it, right, especially, and we're not talking about like you're meeting somebody for the first time and your nervous system is saying, mm-mm, like that's something completely different, right? Like we can energetically pick up on who's who, let's put it that way. We're talking about when you're doing shadow work, when you're working on your trauma, when you're on your healing path, right? These are the times that you're not supposed to avoid, or you're not supposed to push away these sensations that come up. These are the times that you're supposed to go deeper into them, to really allow yourself to really heal every aspect of it, and to allow yourself to integrate these energies. So this is not the time for you, again, to just focus on one part or the other. If you're really, excuse me, if in your heart or in your mind, or however you want to put it, you really want to be done with the cycle, then I suggest that you analyze, or kind of like recheck, if all three parts, like, is your mind, spirit, and body in alignment with letting this go or healing this. Because if it is not, then you are going to be repeating the same cycle moving forward. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to pull out a few cards for each of the zodiacs. So let's start off with Aries. So what is this energy in regards to when it comes to Aries? My hands are cold. I'm not taking all of those cards. So we have the Page of Swords in the reverse, with the 5 of Cups in the upright, and then the Lovers. For a lot of you Aries, this is an emotional connection, whether it's romantically or platonic, it is irrelevant. There's here something that um you're not wanting to accept in regards to something that you're trying to heal. So if this is your relationship, let's say like with a parent or something like that, like you are not wanting to admit that your mother or your father were verbally abusive to that point that it affected all of your relationships up to this point. For some of you, there is this a disconnect where you think that abuse only means something physical or sexually. So you're wrapping your mind around, or you're trying to understand the other ways that people can be abusive to you or towards you, right? Whether it's verbally, whether it's emotionally, whether it's psychologically, or etc. So there is somebody here that is having a hard, like, it's almost kind of like your body is showing you what this is, but a lot of you just are trying to rationalize or give an excuse to why this person was this way, right? So if this is not a parent, and let's say this is an ex or whatever, like, you're trying to make an excuse for why this person was like that. So one of the simple things that we sometimes do is, especially when a trauma is in regards to our parents, is like, okay, they didn't know any better. You are correct. They didn't know any better. But they also had the same opportunity that you did, right? They also had the same chance that you did to do things differently. Okay, so they didn't know any better based on how they were raised. But once they became an adult, it became a choice, right? Because if your parents were raised the way that their grandparents were raised, or your grandparents, excuse me, were raised. So your parents were raised the way their parents were raised, which were your grandparents, and they're raising you the way that they were raised, but you are doing things completely different. That means that when you became an adult or whatever it was, you chose to do things differently. So for some of you, you have to come to this part where you need to stop making an excuse for someone's poor behavior towards you, right? So if you're in a romantic relationship, you tend to make a lot of excuses as to why this person hurts you, as to why this person is emotionally abusive to you, as to why this person is constantly cheating on you, as to why this person is always verbally abusing you, etc., etc. It's like, okay, I get it. Some of us are raised in, and again, it's not about not being empathetic or anything like that. But at one point or another, we have to take responsibility for where we are at that moment in time, and realize what was it that led us to that, and what is it that we could do differently not to stay within that space. All right, so give me one card for Aries. That's their closing message. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realm. So, again, with this Council of Light, I feel like your entire spiritual team, right? Whether these are your angels, your guides, your family, everyone that you connect to spiritually is trying to show you something when it comes to this energy. They're trying to let you know that you're being held. They're trying to show you that you're not by yourself in this space, and that it is okay to be angry towards someone, or to feel whatever it is like towards someone because they did something, and still love them. Acknowledging that your parents, whether it was your mother, your father, or let's say like an ex or your current partner, had a choice, right, to do things differently, and they chose not to, right? It doesn't mean that you love them any less. It doesn't diminish all of the good things and etc. that they did for you. So there is here a space of like leaning a little bit more into your own your spiritual family. um and again, we're talking about like all of these spirits, deities, etc., that you connect with, and really allow them to hold you through this space as you're closing up this chapter, and or this cycle, however you want to word it, and stop being in denial in regards to it. All right, so for Taurus, all right, Taurus, you really need to there is this energy here, and like, my hands are cold. And I'm trying to figure out why, because I'm like, the heat is on and everything, but whatever. But I'm looking at the water, and it's like, Taurus, you really need to stop thinking that you can do it all, and that you should be going through this healing process on your own. Now, what I want to say to that is like, yes, of course, the healing that you're doing, um, a lot of you Tauruses are healing spaces when it comes to your finances and abundance. There's this resistance to allowing yourself to receive past a certain point of view, right? It's almost kind of like, and what I mean about like you wanting to do it alone and needing to allow others to help you, that's coming from a place of like, this this restriction or this holding back when it comes to financial abundance is an ancestral hold on, let me put this heat up because my hands are a little cold right now. So there is this ancestral blockage, I want to say, that needs to be addressed. And the reason why you're being told not to do it alone is because I feel that if you connect with your, like, spiritually connect to like your ancestral line, there is there's like one there's a male energy specifically that is trying to come through that would help you when it comes to this. Like, you guys are very good at wanting to do everything by yourself in this reality, right, in the 3D, but you're also like that when it comes to spiritually. Like, you really need to stop. I keep on hearing, like, why is it that, well, Taurus, why is it that you feel like you're bothering your spiritual team, and your ancestral lineage, like spiritually, whenever you ask for advice or whenever you ask for help? And there's something there when it comes to like releasing this blockage. You're going to have to work with ancestral lineage, whether it is connecting directly to your ancestral or focusing the energy towards that way. All right, so let's see what is the closing message for Taurus here. The pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So, what I like about this when it comes for you is that if you allow yourself to really deal with this energy that that has been blocking you, and you allow yourself to go into this space of asking for help within the spiritual realm, you're going to find a release from this blockage, from this holding back when it comes to your finances. And you're going to see that within like the next 4 to 6 weeks, your finances are going to increase if this space within you is addressed. Alrighty, let's see. So what is it for Gemini when it comes to the collective message? What is this in regards to for Gemini? Death. The star in the reverse. And the Eight of Swords. To be honest with you, you're I don't want to say that you're going blindly into this or whatever. You're moving out of your own effing way. You are really diving into this space of like, you know what? Yeah, this has been uncomfortable. This has been a pain in the ass, and I am ready to let go. So a lot of you, it is not just about like the potential that you see within yourself. It's just you're seeing the recurring energies or the recurring cycles playing out in different ways, and you're just done. So you are in a complete space of surrendering in this time, um which I really love for you guys, because again, you're done with like, because I feel like for a lot of you Geminis, you guys just be going like back and forth a lot of the time, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna deal with this, oh no 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 no, like I can do it next week. You're just like, no, we're dealing with this and we're dealing with this now, and I really love that energy for you. um and and the thing is that it's not gonna be easy, I'm not gonna lie. I especially like as this full moon is approaching, right? As the energy is approaching, there is going to be like this kind of like constricting energy, like physically, that you're going to feel. And you're just going to lean into your breath. You're just going to lean into the sensation. And it's not so much about trying to digest everything or trying to uncover everything or trying to dissect everything. It's more about the feeling. Okay, what is this feeling? What is this bringing up? And it's like, yeah, I see it. I'm going to release it. I feel it. I'm going to release it. So for you, you have answering the call. What is it that your soul is calling you to do? So again, you Geminis are definitely answering the call. You are not hesitating when it comes to addressing this and really letting it, um like letting yourself just release it completely. Like, you're surrendering to this energy like 100%, which I really really like. To be honest with you, I love it when that comes up like that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's see Cancer. What do we have for Cancer? Hmm. These cards, I'm surprised that because I keep them in little bags like this and they're in a drawer. So I really don't know what cards I'm pulling out. But it's like they're very like they want to run away from me. And it's giving me this energy of like when people just want to get to the finish line, but they don't want to go through like the entire process of it, right? So it's like everybody wants to run a marathon, but nobody wants to train for it. That's kind of like the energy that I'm getting with these cards. So you guys really have to try to stay in a space where you're not running away from any part of your healing. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse, the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Um, so for you, Cancer, there is this space of a lot of you do want to run away. A lot of you really feel that like damn, I got to do this again. It feels like something is definitely coming full circle. Something is definitely um whatever the cycle is that you're ending for you guys for Cancer. It does seem more of like a spiritual aspect that is coming through, whether it was a process of like understanding or understanding something within your own spirituality, or how you were using certain spiritual practices or certain tools or whatever as a crutch to not allow yourself to expand more, or how you were trying to keep certain different aspects of your spirituality like separate, right? So like let's just say like I dabble in many different things, and and they are all a part of my spiritual body as combined, right? So like what I do with the candles and the water, it goes hand in hand with like the herbs, the teas, the lotions, the things that I make, right? One and the other are not separate from each other. So for a lot of you, that is the cycle that is ending, where there are parts of yourself that you had put aside that are trying to remind you that one and the other are not separate from each other. They are all one. Okay. So, what is the closing message? What is the takeaway for Cancer? Play, have fun, celebrate, and don't be so serious. Because again, a lot of you have been wanting, have been under this illusion of controlling something, of controlling your spiritual um your spiritual self, like, oh, I'll dabble in this but not in this, or if I do this I can't do that. Like you have really been limiting yourself within a space. So allowing yourself to close out this chapter is going to open up a new playground for you guys to really allow yourself to expand a lot more spiritually. All right, so what do we have for Leo? Ooh, the Hierophant in the reverse. Who are you not list? The eight. Again, I'm not taking all of those. Hmm. And the funny thing is, these cards are flying, and I'm like constantly like rechecking like myself, like my sensations, and I'm like, I don't know where the heck this shit is coming from, because I feel like, like when you're sunbathing by the sun and your body's just like, just take in the sun. So we have the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and then we have the Moon. Ooh, what is being revealed to you guys that? Ah. All right, there was a message that was sent to you, and I believe, not that I believe, but this message came. The package that this message was delivered in was not something. Not was not someone you were willing to receive it from. And now I'll use an example. Let's say that you're breaking up with somebody, and you're breaking up with somebody that cheated on you. And the person, when they're breaking up with you, they're not saying that they're sorry. Instead, they're saying, I am no good for you. And even though that is 100% true, they are no good for you in the sense because they betray that trust. You are fixated on the fact that they didn't apologize for hurting you in the first place. But spirit used that person instead to, like, straightforward tell you this person is not good for you. You just missed the message. So whatever that space is for you, I would suggest you go ahead and you take a few minutes before the full moon or on the full moon, and sit down in meditation and allow that message to go forward, um, so that you can process the physical sensation that comes whenever that person comes to mind and you hear the message, because there is a message here that was very blunt, very straightforward, but you didn't like the delivery method or who it was that delivered the message. So we have an awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, an integration. So there is a sense here that you're, when it comes to your own spirituality, you are in the sense upgrading or leveling up or whatever, however it is that you want to word it. And with that comes the understanding, as well as the understanding that spirit sometimes uses the weirdest people to bring messages across. And we have to learn to be receptive to receiving the message, regardless of who the messenger is. Okay, Leo? Okay. So let's go ahead and Virgos. Virgos, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. I'm waiting in anticipation for you, Virgos. Um, this is a big chapter for you guys. Ooh, we have the King of Cups. We have the Death in the reverse. What else? We have the Hierophant and the upright. Whatever was blocking your abundance, Virgo, whatever was blocking your forward movement, has an emotional component to it. Meaning, there are some of you that do not, you may either be struggling with feeling worthy enough for this, or you may be feeling like it's something that is never going to come to pass, or whatever it is. There is a sense here of like, there's nobody outside of you that is going to come and make you feel worthy. So, excuse me, it doesn't matter if I tell you 100 times, like, oh my God, you're so worthy of this, Virgo, you're so worthy of this, Virgo, until you don't feel it internally, like in every part of yourself, your being, it is not, it's just not going to sink in, right? So for a lot of you, it's diving into that space, and it's almost kind of like the space of you, it's almost kind of like you're blocking, how can I word it? Okay. So it's like you're blocking your ears, where you're no longer needing the validation from others or needing the encouragement for others or whatever. Like, you're instead going within you to find that validation and to find that encouragement to allow yourself to break through this plateau or through this blockage that I feel it has very much to do, like, with either work or a project or something that you've been wanting to work, or something that you've been wanting to put out there. The Council of Light, because again, this is coming in as this very, like, internal thing. So instead of listening to encouragement and words of validations from those that are around you, I feel like a lot of you need to listen to those words of validations and these this guidance of your own spiritual family, those that are always with you without you knowing it. And I feel that going inward, even if you're new to spirituality, even if you're just dabbling or you're trying to find your footing or whatever, like, there is this sense that they're with you, like your ancestors are with you, your spiritual team is with you, and they're there to help subtly. So even though this may look like a very like solitude type of work, there's actually an entire army spiritually with you. And you know that is true for everything in your life, right? Like when I go outside, like out of the house, um out of my house, like I know there's a spiritual team that is on this land that is there with me, right? And whenever I want something like to happen for the house or for the land, I speak directly to them, and it's kind of like that aspect. All right, so Libra, what do we have for Libra this full moon? Libra, why are you trying to be sneaky here? No, I'm only kidding. We have the star, we have the eight of swords in the reverse, um and then we have the creatrix. um so for a lot of you Libras, you're in a space of observing. There's a lot that is opening up, there's a lot that is coming into your awareness. So a lot of you are observing, a lot of you are coming into seeing certain things for the first time, or I shouldn't say seeing for the first time, I should say remembering something for the first time. So there still is a little hesitation here when it comes to addressing certain trauma. So a lot of you are coming to the terms of knowing that there is healing that is needed, and being open as to how that healing is going to happen, so that you're not repeating the cycles. So what is the closing message for Libra? So I actually like this because I'm not gonna lie, Libra, sometimes I feel like you guys be running away from your own shadows. And this time around, you actually got two cards, and I like it. This time around, you guys are really sitting in the space of wanting to move forward. So we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing and rewriting the future. And so family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So for a lot of you Libras, getting into the space of like being like, okay, I know that there's healing within this area, that area, whatever it is. I do not 100% know what it is or how is it going to look, but I am open to dealing with it. I no longer want to run from this. Because again, you have been seeing the patterns that not dealing with certain traumas, not healing certain things, have this repetitive pattern in your life, and you are done with that. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see Scorpio. But a Scorpio, why am I doing this first? I don't know why. Scorpio always, you come up to the energy that you're getting is like, no, like no, my baby. You may want to do things differently, because you see this Oracle card wanted to come in first, and it's like, my love, you can walk around in circles as much as you want. You can try to jump as many as many loops, holes, or whatever as you can, but at the end of the day, you are you are needing to do the work just like everyone else. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, the Five of Cups, and the Seven of Swords in the upright position. Again, when we talk about this work, it is not that we are broken, it is not that anything needs to be fixed. The way that I like to look at this healing journey when it comes to our shadow work, our trauma, it is about reintegrating these spaces, these memories, these parts of ourselves into who we are and who we are growing to be, right? So that our nervous system can actually like calm down, can actually be in a neutral space, and allow expansion to happen. So, Scorpio, as much as you want to tell yourself that you don't have to address a certain trauma or you don't have to address anything, um, you come out carrying that, and it is going to manifest in a very physical way if you decide not to address, or you decide not to even admit that there is an issue. And I'm laughing because of the card. It says Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plan. You're going to try to run away from some type of healing here. Are you going to try to talk yourself out of addressing some type of healing? But this is going to, like, in some way, going to shut something down for you in this physical realm, whether it is like literally, like physically you're not being able to get out of bed, or like like your health is going to deteriorate, or there's going to be some, like, I don't know, this is going to be, and I feel like this full moon for you guys is just the beginning of what is coming, of like these lies that you have lived by, this foundation that you have been in, that it's okay to sting yourself, right? As long as you're getting revenge, or as long as you're coming on top, or whatever. So whatever that illusion that you've been living in, right? It's breaking down, because it's like there's no, it's like your spirit knows that there's more than this. There's more than this, is what I keep on hearing. Like there has to be more to life than this. There has to be more to life than this repetitive cycle that you've been in. So a lot of you are going to try to tell yourself that there's nothing there to hear, or that you can move forward with this. And the more that you try to move forward without healing something, the more destructive it's going to be in the future. All right, so let's go ahead. Sagittarius. Ooh, Sagittarius. Don't leave me. Talking to the cards. No, seriously, the Three of Swords. There's a space here of like you're not wanting someone to leave you. You're not wanting the Five of Cups. You're not wanting to let go of a cycle. So you actually have four cards. So we have the Three of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So there you have become comfortable in a space of trauma, in a space of hurt, that even though your physical body is like, hey, let's just let go of this, and it's showing it to you in many different ways, right? And very subtly, right? And a lot of you, it's almost kind of like, because you have been stuck in this cycle of like just repeating the same shit, and it's like not, and to be honest with you, this very much feels like um a very, what is the word that I'm looking for, a codependent type of energy that you developed very, like at a very young age. And it doesn't have to be just emotion, like romantically, right? This can be a codependency energy with work, with friends, with hobbies, or whatever it is, that when it is time for you to move on from something, you have a very hard time letting go. So that is what is being highlighted during this time for you. So we have the awakening again, this energetic energy of like leveling up and finally moving away from these patterns, these cycles that you have been in. And it's like you finally see something for what it truly is. Like, either for a lot of you, you're seeing where this story originated for you. Was this a 3-year old you? Was this a you that was in the womb? Was this a you that was 6 years old? Like, where this codependency energy started for you is being revealed to you during this time. All right, so we have a Capricorn. All right, Capricorn, don't you come like Scorpio's trying to take Capricorn's like, no, you need to know the whole story. No, we're just looking at what we're looking at now. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, Capricorn, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Emperor in the reverse. For a lot of you Capricorns, there are situations, excuse me, that you need to walk away completely, because these situations are holding on to this underlying hope or whatever when it comes to, and I'm not gonna lie, for a lot of you Capricorns, this does have to do with someone else. Whether it's romantically or platonically, there is a sense of not wanting to move forward, or being afraid of abundance, because you feel that if you allow this, and I know that this sounds crazy, especially because Capricorns are always seen as just being all about money, right? But there is a sense that whenever you've leveled up in the past financially, right? um Certain people just automatically became like your enemy, or automatically fell out of your life. And some of you, there is a space within that, like, oh, whenever I am seen, or whenever abundance comes, people leave. And that is what is being addressed during this time for you guys. Yes is your card. Just say yes. Just say yes to the abundance. Just say yes to the release. Just say yes to everything like that is trying to come in. Stop getting in your own way. Say yes to the people that want to leave. Say yes to the experiences that you have outgrown. Say yes to the experiences that want to come through. Say yes to the people that want to come through. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to yourself. Say yes to yourself. Just say yes. Stop getting in your own freaking way. Okay. Alrighty, and then let's do Aquarius. So Aquarius, I feel that and don't let it get to your head. Out of all of the regular zodiacs, you guys are definitely like, you know exactly what it is. You can tell exactly where something originated. You can tell everything. You are just you're working on the physical sensation. There's something here that there's a way that you're trying to move the energy. You're trying to move the energy. um so I feel that with a lot of you is like you answer the call, you really allow yourself to really listen to spirit during this time, and to really allow yourself to to go forward. Like you're standing your ground when it comes to whatever this is. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. So again, you are aware of what it is that the completion that is happening for you this full moon. You are aware of what you are releasing. You are not getting in your own way. You are not resisting it. You're not creating a dialogue to try to stop it. You're just allowing yourself to unfold as a beautiful rose. And I really, really, really do love that energy for you. Alrighty. Okay, so we have a Pisces. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Stop resisting, stop walking away, stop. And again, I'm going to use this as an example because I am a former smoker. Every time I was stressed, whether it was at work, whether it was, because I was cleaning or cooking or whatever it was, and I just needed to step away, and my physical body was like, ooh, doo, doo, doo. I would go ahead and grab a cigarette, right? To dull all the sensations, to dull everything. And that's kind of like what you're being asked not to do. Stop dulling the sensation, stop walking away from the sensation, and please sit with it. If and again, a completion during this time doesn't need to be completely healing something and completely letting it go. It can be something as simple as stop resisting the fact that there is something there. Stop dulling the sensation that is coming up. It could be something as simple as admitting that something is there that needs your attention. And for a lot of you, that is what is happening during this completion. It's like admitting to yourself that, yeah, there is something that is hiding within this space. And yeah, I really do need to, excuse me, I really do need to sit with this. So we have the leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. So again, there is this space that a lot of you again have been running away from something that that you are ready to deal with. that you're ready to face, right? Whatever work you have been doing, shadow work, whatever classes you've been taking, whatever you've been learning, whether it's about crystals, whether it's about, herbs, whatever it is that you've been doing, whatever it is that you've been learning, whether you've been learning about the chakras, whatever it is, like there is this sense here that you're ready. You're ready to face this. You're ready to take this leap. You're ready to end this cycle this time around. You don't have to wait to repeat the cycle again. And that is all that I have for the regular zodiac. I do want to say that I do have the chakras clearing. It's like, oh my God, what is the word that I want to look for? The chakras energy transmutation videos that are always available. They are free. There is one video for each of the chakras. So if during this time you feel like it is more like something that is coming from the heart or something that is coming from your root chakra or whatever it is, maybe sitting with that video for a couple of minutes and just kind of like really allowing yourself to feel the energy and to see what is coming up for you may help you. Well, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah.